Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. It is 11:20 a.m., July 16th, 2026. This is Marik Maki with part 4 with the Behind the Curtain series. There's been a lot been said in the rumor, little chats and stuff. Nothing publicly except for this one little spoiled little idiot, running his mouth on false lies. That's what people like to do with me because they think it's funny, but I escaped the cult. But no, I just wanted to share, for me, fighting games is more than just like fighting games. It's like people saved my life. And shout outs to my brother Shinobi. He might not remember this, but so story time, y'all. Yeah, we going back to Christmas 2021, when I was in Riverdale with my half sister, right? Living there for a bit, transitioning before I got my job at Comcast Business and moved to Maryland. I wanted to spend some Christmas away from Georgia because my one of my friends had betrayed me at that time. He was messing with a mom who groomed him as well. Me and him, we were groomed twins, if you will. Like we were trauma bonded friends that met through Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was living with him for about like literally almost a year, 11 months at that point. But I went the direction of healing, which meant my finances wasn't as big as his, but my overall emotional intelligence and my emotional state was more regulated than his. And so I saw he was clinging to a past that was abusing him and no longer serving him. So that's why I made the disconnect and left. And he even had to do creepy stuff like stalk me at DreamHack Atlanta 2023 after the King of Fighters 15 bracket ended and I was on the way home. That's another story for another time, since people want to act like they ain't did what they did. Oh no, this is coming out now. All is coming out. So me and Shinobi, I got the Discord messages too. He's like, yeah man, you can come through, I drive my car out there to Bama. It's about like a 3-hour trip, 3.5-hour trip. It started snowing a bit and stuff, but I got there. Me and Shinobi, we hung out, do what the brothers do. You know what I mean? Because that's my brother from another mother, man. And so time come. I'm there about almost a day, and I start coming down with a cold. I get sick once a year, maybe twice at most, but usually maybe once around the winter time. And I was like, yo, Ben, I'm starting to get sick, so I'm gonna head back home. He was like, all right, bro, let me know when you get back home. And I was staying with my half sister at this point. I was like, bet, drive wasn't too rough. I made it home on time. My sister, I got back to her apartment and stuff, and she was making some soup actually, which was perfect because I was coming down with something. I was like, oh, it was like a home remedy, like some old school stuff that'll knock whatever you got in you coming out. So I was like, okay, yo, hey sis, I'm coming down with a cold. You mind if I get some of that? She's like, oh, that's why I made it. Perfect, And this was like the 24th, the day before Christmas. And she had invited her father. We have different fathers. And our mom, and obviously my brother, she wanted a little family thing, right? The intention was well, but our family dynamic was always broken, so it wasn't going to work out. So I was like, yeah, she's like, hey, you going to come out and stuff? I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to come out. I'm going to eat brunch because that was the plan. Eat brunch and stuff and hang out for a bit. I drank the soup, that night and the day after, and I started feeling better. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to stream some Ninja Gaiden 3 from my Switch, and I did when I had my Twitch account. I did a stream, a short stream. And when our mom gets there, I had just finished streaming, right? She knocks on my door and is asking, she confronts me because I was talking with my aunt I don't talk with anymore, because she also, abused the living fucking shit out of me. All these people abused me, by the way, y'all. They all abused me. I'm not making this up. It's the reason I don't talk to them. So, I had talked with my aunt before. I was like, hey, long story short, I told her, I was like, yeah, I remember when my mom abandoned me, and she abandoned us back in the day, and she was shocked I remember that. I don't know why. Traumatic events happen. And so my mom was very she took offense that I was standing up for myself. I was like, yeah, I still want to love you, but I gotta establish a boundary. And literally, as I'm sick and recovering, y'all, my mom, like, physically, she verbally threatened me and was like, don't be telling people my business on this and that third. Who do you think you are? And she don't even pay rent or any utilities or anything. She just uses all of her children. She sees her children as slaves. So literally, I'm her firstborn. She didn't abort because she aborted one before me. And you know, it was so hurtful. I'm like, damn, I'm sick. I'm helping your daughter out, you know what I mean, with bills and stuff. And I didn't even say, you know, straight up F you or nothing like that. But I'm like, it was very indicative of her character, you know, that me, your son, who literally got adultified, parentified, I'm sick. I hang out with y'all, and you are so useless. You're such a failure of a parent. You're not even a parent. I can't give you that title. You're a failure as an adult. That you threaten me. You know, oh, I'm gonna push you down these stairs if you keep telling people what happened and stuff like that. And that's why I started speaking out and using this platform and these platforms to share my voice. Because us that survived abuse, no, we have to be verbal. And shout outs to Ben. I love you, bro. So much respect. You was a voice, you know, you were a presence of stability and safety during me going through all this betrayal and stuff. And I had to tell my mom, hey, look, I'm sick. I don't want no beef. I got something in the room if you really want to get violent like that. And she backed off. You know, and it's sad. It's sad that, you know, like, some people birth kids and just see them as slaves to them because of their broken wounds. And, you know, and I say all that to say, you know, to all the people calling me coon, I hate my people and this and that and the third. You would not have survived most of the abuse I went through and look this damn good doing it. Calling me a coon, this and that. He's mentally unstable. I have been abused since my gender reveal. And don't worry, little Johns and Johnsons. Oh yeah, we got the, you know, we working on getting y'all asses too, since you think it's funny to groom little kids and telling them, you know, they're God's little lambs and, oh, you're a child. No, all these people were broken.